Can you, can you see my screen? Everyone, can you see my screen? Um, is everybody able to see my screen? Can you confirm? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Pari.
Yes, but yeah.
All right, thanks. Okay, so we discussed yesterday about partitioning and bucketing, right? Yeah, so actually I couldn't upload the video yesterday, so I will do it today. So today we will discuss about the how to perform a update and delete operation on the Hive tables. Okay, so generally in big data systems like on HDFS, right? Uh, it's only kind of a read operation, write once and read many. That is a um, um, structure they follow, or structure or the pattern they follow. So you write maybe the data, you ingest the data one time, and you perform various operations like you do various computation uh, on the data which is sitting on HDFS. It's mainly meant for write once and read many. That's a pattern that we use. But sometime you may need updating updating the your existing data, and also you want to drop the existing data, right? That's a feature also needed for some scenarios. So Hive was earlier before, I think Hive uh, 0.14, there was no update or delete supported. Even now, there are only certain with a few limitation only. This update and delete is possible. Okay, so we'll see what are the limitation and what are the things we need to do for to perform update and delete operation. So if you just simply, for example, you take uh, so if you say take this table, right? So this is just to create a manage table, right? I say create table and customers, and I'll just provide the column information. I think it's got restarted. Let me. Okay, so there was some interruption. Okay, so if you look at this create table structure, what we are doing is we are creating a customer table. It's managed. It's a Hive managed or internal table. The table has set of columns, and we say fields are delimited by space, and each record is uh, terminated by new line character. So, so if you load this data into this table, and if you try to perform a delete and update operation, it will not allow. So, example, let's try. Okay, before that, let me start all the Hadoop daemons. Okay, so Let me open CLI. Okay, so we were using sales DB, so let me use sales DB. And show tables. So if you so let's so it does 7 customer. Okay, let me try to update the age for the customer 1 to I'll make try to change this age of the customer ID 1. Okay, so let me describe the table. This update customer table, set age equal to 35, where ID equal to 1. So it says attempt to update or delete using transaction manager that does not support these operations. So by default, when you create a managed table or external table, by default update and delete operation is not allowed. Okay, so you need to create your table with certain properties. You need to use certain file format, as well as we need to enable certain properties. So then only you can actually do the update and delete. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so what I will do is okay, so the first thing is, when you create a table, you should have a um, if you want to perform a delete and update operation on the table, first thing is you need to enable bucketing to the table. Okay, you need to enable the bucketing on the table which you want to perform a delete and update, and also you need to store that files. You need to store the files for the table as a ORC file. Okay, optimized record columnar is the one of the file format available in Hive. So, so earlier we tried to use uh, uh, text file as a stored file format, so we were able to see the data, right? So when you want to perform delete an operation, your table should be configured to store the data as a ORC file format, and you have to enable the transactional equal to true, the table properties. Then only you can perform the delete and operation. So these are the um, some of the properties we need to enable. Like apart from this, you need to enable the dynamic partitioning and bucketing, and then you have to use this transaction manager as this. So DB transaction manager. So all this configuration you need to do. Okay, so let's try to create one table, um, and we will try to uh, do this operation. Okay, so sometime I get this problem. Okay, we'll see that. I will set these properties. Now let me create table. So basically, I'm creating a table called Hive demo table, Hive underscore demo underscore tbl, and ID as integer and name as string and location as a string. And I'm creating a bucketing on the ID column. So cluster by, you have to specify the column on which you are going to create a bucketing into how many buckets you want to create. So bucketing, as yesterday we discussed, bucketing is nothing but creating uh, again segments or groups for your table. So so based on you provide a particular column, so that column should be a kind of unique column, so that based on there will be a hashing algorithm applied on this column. So based on the hash key, it will send the respective rows to the respective buckets. So that's how the bucketing works. Sorry for the background noise. Okay, so let me create this table. Okay. Please just stop me if you have any doubts. Okay, so now, okay, so let's insert few rows. Okay, so either you can insert into table and you provide the column name and values. Okay, and you can run one by one, and also you can do multiple rows data into in a single query, like insert into the table name and provide the column information and values. All you can put it in open close bracket the value for each column, and comma you can put another record kind of. This also is possible. So let's run this. Okay, let it let this complete. So this query was generating to produce job. Okay, this is done. The insert is done. So let's query this table. Select star from demo tbl. So we have a 3 rows. So now we should be able to do the update and.
For your screen is not shared. For your
Okay.
screen is not shared.
Oh, not shared, is it? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's not shared. Can you share it?
It's already okay. Let me stop sharing and share it again. Let me know if you're able to see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so I ran this query, insert into this Hive demo table, and I inserted 3 rows. Okay, so it has only 3 columns: ID, name, and city. So insert 3 columns. Sorry, 3 rows. So that's what it is. Now you can perform the update and delete operation. So let me try to update. Let me change update set. Yeah, so sorry, there is little connectivity problem here. Uh, it goes and off actually sometimes. Okay, so what are the describe ID name location? Okay, so update name. So I'll just make name as Sam instead of John, and also I will also okay. So make location as PA, and then where ID equal to 10. Okay. Okay, update table name. Hive demo table. Excuse me. Okay, so let me query this. So it changed it's updated the record. So we don't see any error. It's updated. You can also go and delete this record. Delete from Hive demo EBL. I'll say where name equal to uh, Okay, so this is done. Let's go on this. Select the two. So the ID which has 10, that row is got deleted. Okay. So if you want to perform the update and delete operation, so this is these are the properties you need to enable for delete and updation. So two important things. One is create a bucketing on the table and also store the uh, make the file format as storing file format as ORC and enable the transaction true. These are the three properties you need to enable for a table. Any question on this?
Sir, any existing table if I want to update? Yeah,
No, that's
already
not.
created table.
Uh, no, you cannot do that. So
It
basically,
cannot be.
yeah, you cannot do. You can
Okay.
modify it, but
Okay.
I don't know whether we can modify the stole because alter table is available. So basically, alter table syntax is there.
Okay.
So
Mhm.
so if
Okay. I
you
need to see that.
if yeah, so if you are able to alter the table with bucketing and the file format,
What's it?
yeah, so then you should be able to do. So unless you configure these three properties, you cannot to do.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So the next things I want to discuss about the built-in functions, right? So basically, there are a number of functions available in Hive. So these are like built-in functions. There are many categories: mathematical functions, collection functions, date function. Um, so if you look even type conversion functions. So mathematical function we have a round, floor, seal, random, logged in, power, square root of. So you can just explore these functions. Okay, and then we have string function, concat, um, uh, this operator. The string function finding a ASCII, then character length, and concat, and even concat with multiple uh, values, decode, encode. Okay. So these are some of the functions we use, and lower, upper. There are trim function also available. So you can just practice these functions. Okay, this morely it's straightforward. So you basically you apply it on the in the salad class. You go in the say example length, right? Say so try to very simple function. I'll try to id comma early and length of name. So so it's give you the length of a character number of characters on your name column, right? Similarly, you can keep just keep trying try the different functions available in other category as well. Okay. Conditional function, there are masking function available, and one more important thing notice uh, custom user defined functions. Okay, so that's say example, there may be a scenario where some of the functions not available in the uh, Hive built-in function. So what you do in that time, right? So Hive provides you way to implement your own functions. Okay, so that is generally nothing but custom UDF. They call it as custom user defined functions. Um, this uh, this will be very handy when you want to define your own functions and use it in your select class in your query in Hive query. Okay, so how to create a custom UDF? Actually, I was having one example. Okay, let me stop this VM. Somehow I'm not able to log into restart my VM. You have any doubt apart from this? You have any doubt in the Hive? Okay, so let us start. Let me start the Hadoop daemons. Okay, so the custom user defined functions we can we have to create using so it provides a certain classes. You need to uh, implement that class, which sorry, you have to uh, extend that class and then define your own functions. So I written in a Java. Okay, let me show. It's a simple example I created. Same thing can be UDFs also can be done using a Python. Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, I will also try to create using Python. Actually, I created one for using Java. So like like how we did a MapReduce job using Java. So this also I created using a Maven project, Maven Java project. Okay, so that we can just specify our dependencies. Uh, for this one, Hive is a basically dependency, right? So basically, you need a set of Hive jars uh, to extend the functionality of Hive and make your and create your own function. So for that reason, I created as a Maven based Java project.
we need to install Maven and IntelliJ because
Maven basically IntelliJ
I think
it comes by default. Say example, okay, let me, if we go to create new project, Maven plugin mostly it will be there by default. You will see here left side.
IntelliJ we need to install or how?
IntelliJ you need to install. IntelliJ is the IDE.
Oh, okay, I'll try to install that.
Yeah. So even for MapReduce job we use the IntelliJ. So probably you can install, and
Yeah.
Maven will be by default, it will come. So just create next, say next, you provide the project name, then the project will be created. So here, so in Maven project we'll have a pom.xml, we call it as pom.xml. Here you have to define your dependency. So basically you have to extend this Hive executable uh, artifact ID. Okay, so which will pull a list of Hive jars. Yes, I think is that. So these jars it will pull. Okay, so it is going to be a simple function. Okay, so what? So you need to extend this UDF. So basically you have to import this UDF class and extend it your own class. You have to create one class and extend this UDF class, and then override this function called evaluate. Okay, so basically you need to override this function. Okay, so what I'm doing it here, this is my package name. So you can create a package com.datamaking.hive.customudf.demo. This is just you can give whatever name you want to give. So this is my package name. Inside that I'm um, importing two class. One is the description class and the UDF class. Description I'm just giving name of the function, okay, and description for that function. Okay, this whole custom UDF is to find out season of the year. Okay, if you pass the month number, it will just give you the what season it falls into. Say example, the month one, which is January, February, and December falls in winter, and March and April, May falls in spring, and like June, July, August, summer, and, and fall on different months. Just a simple logic. So how do you do that? So as I said, you need to extend the UDF class. When you extend the UDF class, if you just mouse over this UDF and you will then click on the control button and click this, it will give you the that class basically what function that particular class has. So it has definition, and it should have, what is it? Referral types. Gotcha. So basically this class will have one function called evaluate. So we need to override that function. Means your whatever logic you want to write for your function, that you need to place it in this function, inside this function. This is not this is the uh, function we need to use, so you cannot use a different name. So it will not basically it will not work. So you need to use evaluate is a function we need to use it in your class. So what is my class name is season of the year and extending the UDF, and I'm creating a simple uh, class called evaluate. So it is going to take argument, right? So basically if you pass the particular column, say example you have month number column,